Hey crafters, and happy Spooktober. Today we are going to be sculpting Pikachu, a friend here, and we're going to start with Charmander. I wanted to do a pirate theme for all of them, the main starters and Pikachu, and I was thinking of turning them all into pirates. So I think it was going to be pretty fun, and I do hope that you guys enjoy the video. And if you do, make sure you do hit that subscribe button and like button. Really do appreciate it, and really does help out with the algorithm. And if you want to suggest other things that I could make in the comments below, feel free to do that. I do try to make everything that I can. May eventually make it into a future video. What my plan here is to make a crow's nest for Charmander to sit in, and I think it's going to look pretty interesting. So we're going to start with a broad circle here, and then we're going to make the edges, and we're going to make a pillar post in the back. So that's what my general thoughts is, and I hope it looks pretty cool. So I'm probably going to cut out a few different things here. I just want to show the general process and have a good time, and I do hope that you are enjoying your month of Spooktober so far. And I think I can make this just a little bit lower, but I want enough space for Charmander to be in here overall, and that is what I'm working towards. We're going to wrap it around completely, and then I just need a couple of these tools, not the paintbrush. Just need to get it wet, and then just to blend this all together and smooth it out, which I'm probably going to cut a lot of this, because I am really trying to work towards getting my videos shorter, because I know how daunting a 20-minute video can be. So I'm going to jump ahead in a minute. So next here, we are going to incorporate a post in the middle, and this is going to be for Charmander. So I just need to stretch this out. I think I can do it a bit thinner. And then I'm just going to incorporate it in the bottom. Yeah, I think I don't need that much clay. Yeah, just like that. So that way, Charmander is the lookout of their 4-man crew. Put that right there, and Charmander is going to be on one side of this. And then we're just going to put a ball on the top of it. First I have to smooth it out and blend it so it matches with the rest of the crow's nest. Okay, and I'm just going to put a ball on top of the mast. And now we make the body for Charmander. And I'm going to make Charmander here. This is the reference image I'm going to use, because this is the old Charmander that I made. So I'm going to set this a little bit more off to the side, mess with it while I'm making this. But we just need to make his body. We're going to make this Charmander a little bit smaller than that one, obviously, so I can fit him in the crow's nest. And I think I'm going to widen the crow's nest just a little bit. Yeah, I think I like that look so far. So then I just need to make some legs, about yay for the legs. Just need about the same size, just to get a rough shape in for this. So that way we can incorporate him into the crow's nest. So something like that. And then his tail, pretty thin, I would say. I made that one a little bit too beefy. This was like the third or fourth sculpture that I made, so didn't do a great job. Old times. So I would say, maybe scrunch up just a little bit, but just like that. Good. And then I just need a flame for the end. This is what I'm going to use. Something like that. And then we just got to make his arms. Okay, so the arms, I do want it to be, let's see, I think I put too much clay for the arms. Yeah, I'm trying to make them proportional. I don't know about do it, I think we're good on the arms, relatively speaking. Just got to measure them proportionally to each other. I always try to do that now, because I know I got proportions wrong in the past. And then we just need a big head. Luckily, Charmander's head is more round. Something like that size. Okay, and then I think once I'm gonna cut here to smooth out some of these shapes, and then we'll start the assembly. Actually, no, I lied. I do have to make a sword too. I'm just going to give him a cutlass, a good old-fashioned pirate cutlass. And just need a little bit more clay for that. I'm gonna bend a paper clip so that it goes in like so, and then this is gonna go in the arm. I just need to bend a little bit because this is gonna bend at his elbow. And then I'm just gonna have to shape it up a little bit more and separate this. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of detail work on my end, and I will catch you once that's done. Alright, time for the fun part here. Of course, it's been fun so far, but we're going to fully assemble our Charmander. I'm gonna do this with the legs, because we kind of want to make him look more robust for Charmander. That is, because he does have some very robust legs. You know what I should have done, forgot to do it, is I could make some toes, claws for him. I'm going to do it out of clay this time, because I feel like it's going to look better for our purposes. And on this one, and I'm sorry if I'm not commenting, as always, it is difficult to do these kind of videos and always come up with stuff. But I'm guessing we are now at the 6-minute mark. Actually, maybe 5 minutes, because I'm getting better at slimming these videos down. But I've spent a total of 20 minutes of real time on this, so if there's any indicator for you how much effort I'm going for this. We got that, and they almost match. And we got ourselves, and then I just need to blend them together, which you will see the finished product of that shortly. I think I smoothed that out pretty good there. We come to the portion of the video where I struggle to attach the arm and the rest of his other parts here. And his cutlass he is going to be ransacking other pirate ships with. Yeah, I think that'll work like this. Put his head right there. And then the other arm just goes something like that. I'm gonna try to make it into claws. But I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it this time around. And you'll notice the clay is a little bit dry. But it's kind of good for what I want to do right now, because it's kind of easier to mold at this stage. And I'm gonna need you. Sometimes I forget about the other tools that I have, and this one is what I need. And I hope that you are enjoying our little tales of clay sculpting. Yeah, I like that way. Okay, and then we just need the head. Here we are, which we'll have to blend it to the head because he doesn't quite have a neck. I will get that. Why does this look more like Squirtle? It looks a lot more like Squirtle. Okay, I'm gonna have to shape some of this on my own because this is looking a lot more like Squirtle. Probably because of the big back. Well, actually, let me just add his tail right there. And that way I can finish shaping him up, and then you'll see the finished guy that I can put on the crow's nest. Alright, catch you guys in a couple minutes. This took a really long time to fully assemble off screen, so I made a lot of cuts with this. But I think the end results are pretty good. So I'm just going to jab some toothpicks here in the bottom so I can permanently affix him to the crow's nest. And I think we are looking pretty good. Does need a little bit of smoothing. You can kind of see some cracking forming. But I'm going to go ahead and take care of that real quick. And I just realized I didn't smooth out his head here. But at least it's not too hard once you've actually fully assembled. I would say I'm already like 45 minutes into making everything. But on the video, I'm sure I'm on video minute like 9, maybe, or 10. I am really trying my best to cut these down because I want to get these videos down to maybe like 20 minutes or less, so that way it's not as much to watch. And I suppose I could make some eyes for him too. You know what? I'm just gonna do eyes real quick. So these are about the same size. And I just need to wet his face a little bit, like so. Gotta get the big eyes for him. I don't think I'm gonna give him an eye patch, because I don't want to give every single pirate an eye patch in his crew. So I think that's good. I do need to do some touch-ups on a few places, as you can see, because they are cracking. But I'm going to get that done over time. It'll probably still crack even after it dries, but I just want a little bit of a completed product. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to catch you guys in a couple of days when this dries, because it will take a long time for it to dry. Alright, it's been a good couple of days and we are fully dried now. And I do kind of like the look of Charmander. Definitely a lot more finished than the original one that I made a while back. So I'm just going to go ahead and start painting. And we're just going to go with a basic brown this time. Just to get the wood painted. And we're going to have to, just to get the wood painted, and we're going to have to paint this in segments. Because we do have to let the paint dry in between, obviously. So this is just the first stage. Typically each coat can dry in a couple hours to a full day depending on how thick the coat ends up being. But yeah, that's basically it. Then for the next stage, we're just going to have to layer it on. Some of these there's actually going to end up having to be multiple layers because we do have a lot, we do have to do even coats, and sometimes the paint can be a little bit more liquidy. So there is that issue. But overall, it's a pretty straightforward process. So I'm definitely going to be cutting out a lot of this. You're just going to be seeing little bits here and there, I feel like. Because I don't have a lot of good commentary. Expand on anything with this. Especially with just the brown segment. But I'm going to cut ahead here a few minutes. I probably could have, I do like the look of it, but I feel like I could have went a little bit lighter on the brown to give it more of a woody look, but I think it's still working out here for my purposes. I just need to finish it up, and I'm probably going to need a little bit more paint, honestly, to finish this, because it appears I miscalculated the surface area here. As you can see, we're pretty much out of paint. But luckily I have more, I just have to remix it. I just mixed brown and tan to get this color, so there's that. But I will have to remix it. And I think I will just go ahead and do that on my own and just finish what I have left. There isn't really too much. And I don't know if you saw that, but there was a little bit of a crack in this post. Probably could see it better if I flip it around. We did kind of patch it out a little bit. Once the paint is on, it'll just cover it up, so it's not really noticeable. All you need to do if that ever happens when you do air dry clay is just add a little bit of water and you can smooth it over. And if it's a bad enough crack, you can just add more clay and just let it dry another little bit. No big deal. But I'm going to cut ahead here to when this is dried and we can paint the rest of this, because this is just the most surface area on him, on our Charmander, so it's going to take the longest, and I'm just going to cut it out. But I will see you guys. It'll be like a day for me, but it'll be a couple of seconds for you guys. Alright, so that layer is dry. So now we are going to paint his base color of, well, it's like a reddish orange. In the old version of this, I actually painted him more of a red. Actually, I did vermilion, I think, to be exact. Because that's what I thought his color was like a red, but he is actually a orangish red. Interestingly enough. So I'm just going to go ahead and paint this. And probably might have to do multiple layers. I just mixed orange and vermilion together is how I did this one. To get that blend of orange-red. Oops, got a little bit of orange on the brown, but that is okay. I'll probably have to repaint that anyway. Might need more layers. So one thing about paint is it's always better to have more than less when it comes to painting anything. And I'm going to overlap on his belly. I know his belly has that like yellowish tint, but I do want to match it out like that. So that way there is paint on every portion and then I'll just paint over the orange. The sword, I'm going to go with a silver color, because it'll match with the theme of everything. I will have to paint his toes a different color too. But overall, I think this one turned out pretty good, I would say. Once I finish it, anyway, it'll look pretty good, I think. It's just a matter of getting this all painted. I'm getting it done. But if anyone's wondering why I haven't posted any Minecraft content, I'll probably make an official post, or at least a comment on my last Minecraft video. But my laptop died, making my life infinitely harder. But it is dead, and I'm working on getting a replacement. But in the meantime, I can't really do any Minecraft content at the moment. So yeah, there is that. Just have to make things overly complicated and much harder. But hopefully I can start posting Minecraft content within the next couple of weeks. Just to get things back on track. That is my hope. I would say this color looks pretty good for what my intentions are. I think I matched it pretty good, I would say. And then I'm probably going to cut out the rest of me painting this. There's not too much left here. I'm just going to cut ahead to the next stage. So that'll be a couple of days for me, but it will be a few seconds for you. So see ya in a little bit. Alright, so our next step here, I'm going to go ahead and paint the bandana. I'm going to go with black, because I feel like black would look good for a pirate. The other choice would be blue, which would also be an okay contrast because of the orange and red, but I think black is the correct choice for our Charmander. So I'm just going to go ahead and start painting it, get that taken care of, and so it no longer looks like a bow. I'm going to have to fill this all in. It's going to be like a cap on the back here. Just need to establish a rough line, and that looks much better than it was. Yeah, I think that is the correct choice. I was going to do black for the eyes, but I think I would rather do a blue, because it would make for a better contrast for everything else. And then just paint the edges. I'm curious what this is going to look like when I'm done with it. Although you're only like a couple of minutes away from actually seeing this. I might even showed you in the beginning, just to keep your interest. Let me know in the comments how you like the commentary of these videos, and I want to see if this is something that I should keep doing, or if there's something else that I can do. So I know there's a lot of good artists out there that do have potentially better content and better skills than I do. Just trying to work my way up and learn more. Might have to glue him down. Kind of came off, but I'll glue him down later. Just need to get this done. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of touching up, and then I will catch you guys. Oh wait, the handle is black. So handle black. Crossbar, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the color of the crossbar yet. Maybe a wooden brown, or you know what, it would look good possibly as gold. Why not do a gold? I think I'm going to do it gold. So the hand protector, I'm going to do black, keep it as black, and then the crossbar, I think I'm going to definitely do gold. I think that's the good choice. And I'm hoping by now we are only at the 20-minute mark or less. So I'm going to catch you guys in a couple minutes, Alright, and I'm just going to do a quick layer on the eyes. I wanted to do a blue color here, and just kind of get the contrast for the red and the orange. So I feel like that would be a good look. And I'm also going to do a Pokeball up at the top of his head on the headband. I feel like that's a good call. I was thinking about it for a little bit. Because it's just kind of a blank black bandana. And I feel like it would look a lot nicer if I added some more detail to it. And I do have to paint the white on his pupils anyway. So I think that's what I'm going to do next. Once a little bit more of this dries. Well, I'm going to paint the silver on the sword first. And the red on the fire too. And I will cut to when I do that in a few minutes. Alright, and I'm just going to put a little bit of red on the flame. This is dark red that I'm going to do. And then I'll probably expand it from there, just to give it that flame look. And probably blend it in a little bit. I just want to get the natural flame look as much as I possibly can. Because that's kind of what his tail looks like. And I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And then the next step, I'm going to do the Pokeball and then the sword. Just to get the general look. And I'll probably cut ahead to when I do the sword as well. Just so that way I don't have such a long video. I'm hoping we're at like the 25-minute mark maybe right now. Alright, so most everything is dried here. I did a little bit on the eyes on my own. Added a little bit of teal in there just to give it a little bit more color. But right now I'm just going to add in the Pokeball on his bandana. And then after that I'm going to do the sword, and that will pretty much be everything else. I will have to put the sealer on as well. But I'm just going to go ahead and get this done, and I will see you guys in a few seconds. Alright, so pretty much everything is done here. I just need to put on a silver coat for our sword, for Charmander's sword, and then we will be officially done, minus we gotta put on a sealer. It's the only other thing, but that doesn't take too long. And honestly, I might just do that off camera, because it's just easier on everyone, I feel like. But I just use a basic glue and water base for a sealer. But there are a lot of different products that you can use for sealers out there. And typically it only takes like a day or two to dry. So, yeah. Right now it is Friday, so I have 2 days basically left to finish this project and get it up on Saturday or Sunday. Yeah. So, that's what I'm working towards, and I'm hoping I can get it done by then. And I'm hoping that it looks really good, but you guys will see the end product in probably a minute or two, or a couple seconds, depending on what I decide to do here. Alright. Oh, and I gotta do the red part here for the Pokeball too. That'll be the next step, which you'll see now. Okay, so this should be dry enough that I can just go ahead and paint red on top. And then we will be good to move on to the next stage, which I actually have to do paint the mouth too, because I don't like that it's just plain mouth. So I'm going to do that too, just to balance things out. And then we'll be pretty much done. And we'll be able to move on to the final stage of everything. Okay. I think this is looking really good though. I've probably been saying that a lot. Probably too much. Let me know which Pokemon is your favorite in the comments below. Okay, I think we're good there. I'm gonna do like a lighter red on this too. Just so the fire looks a little bit more fused in. I think we're good on the fire now. Maybe a little bit more red here and there. Because this was a darker red that I used for the fire. Okay, and then we'll do the mouth, which I'll probably just do off on my own. Yeah, and then I'll just touch up a few things and we'll be good to go. Alright, it's been a couple of days and everything is completely dried. And I do think that this is probably one of the better ones that I have made. I really do like this design. It has a few different flaws on it, but overall I had a lot of fun making this one. And I do hope that you guys have liked watching this video as well. And if you have, please do hit that like button and subscribe button. Really do appreciate it. And I think I'm going to make a Spooktober Halloween playlist just so I have a similar set of videos. So I'm probably going to link that at the end card if you want to check that out as well. If you want to see other things like this, that is. And if you also want to start a project like this on your own, I'm going to list all of the items that I used and the supplies I used in the description below, so feel free to check that out. And if you want to help support me, I have written my own book, so if you do want to check that out, it's in the description below on Amazon as well. But as always, do appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.